Anish, you are here in Cyprus at the candidates. Finally, the tournament is here. Excited?
Yeah, very happy. And also very spontaneous interview. So I'm not with my usual sponsored gear. So you have to imagine, here, Optiver, chess monitor, everything like.
Wow.
Yeah. So now you caught me, but I've lived it. I'm promoting Gotham Chess, Gotham Chess channel suddenly, unintentionally. You get probably 20% off on Chessly probably if you use the code Anish Candidates. I don't know, it was not planned, but it was now this technical meeting. I'm not yet really ready for the tournament. Don't remember also any of my opening prep, but by the time the opening ceremony starts, I'll be ready.
You already have, I think, Prague as round one opponent. So that's something that there have been many jokes about, that you've tweeted about. There was some kind of a class.
No, but it's not. It's true, So I'm completely focused on my prep, in the heat of it, the pivotal moment, choosing the first move and so on. And that moment I'm getting like, okay, on phone is there like only emergency message, like if, I don't know, like something, the earth is going like, earthquake's happening, then other than that, I'm not checking my phone. Suddenly there is some kind of important message. So I'm thinking, okay, this must be something really earth-shattering. I open and they're like, would you like to do a pro chess training again on 28th of March? And I also know by heart.
Today is 28th.
I know by heart, after this I'll learn. By heart, like when my first round game is and so on, because you're working towards this 29th March. It's like very clear, like constantly the day count is in my head. So I know, okay, 28th of March, I'm like, aha. And I know that last time I did the purchase thing, they said, it'll be well attended. Maybe Prague will join, and Prague also, or because they can also watch it afterwards. Like Prague always watches afterwards. So I was thinking, would Prague want some last-minute training, or because the training session with Prague is planned for 29th, not for 28th. Let's not do two for price of one. There will be.
And that's a long one. It's a 5-hour one.
No, it was really funny. So then, I thought I was, sometimes I have this and million answers go through my mind, from raging from just go to hell to all sorts of different options are in my mind, and I'm just completely overwhelmed with possible responses. I have so many options what to respond to this offer that you can't refuse. Finally I tweeted, and then it was funny because of course the person who they had a little bit of a sort of, it escaped their mind that, the candidates has that moment, and it was really funny. I hope I didn't get to any firing of the pro team training secretary. But it was a really fun moment. Then we had joked about it. It was kind of funny. But of course, it's remarkable that you know the pairing for so long in advance, and creates a whole different dynamic, of course, than usual.
And the entire training and that goes along with it, the team, I believe a lot of serious preparation has gone into this.
Yeah, I think that's the case for every player. You can see, nobody's making a secret out of it. Recently I read there was some kind of public information on Matthias Blubaum.
Yes.
He was, they did a very nice thing for him in German Federation. They not just the crowdfunding, there was a whole, they funded his, his serious preparation. And everybody had, I also was fortunate. Of course, I have always my sponsors, the Optiver and the Chess Federation, but actually the prep, it's sort of gets, and there's a prize fund here too, but it gets very, very big very fast. The moment you're I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and then suddenly, before you know it, it gets very, very high. But I had also some fortune that through some people that I knew, I got very lucky with accommodation for my training camps. I got some incredible location, basically just given it to me, and it was very, very nice. And but what I mean to say is that everybody prepared really, really nicely. And I think that's a nice thing that when you qualify to the candidates, you can you have an excuse to do this. It's when you have a wedding, you can also nicely, put on that purple dress that you always wanted to put on, this kind of thing, how Vidit's wedding was, right? Vidit, for example, he all wanted to dance all his life, right? But now everybody would why are you dancing, bro? And now he has his Sangeet, right? And he can just dance, and it's normal, And now it's the same. I always wanted to prep like this, But now it's normal. So everybody's accepting that.
Now your team and seconds can't ask you why you're working so hard.
Yeah,
they have to work.
They're like, normally, you know, you're shy. You want to tell him like, okay, please go back to work. You know, it's only 9 o'clock in the evening. I mean, what's going on? And now it's fine. You don't have to. They're like, what food? No food. What eat? Did you find any novelties? Normally you want it, but then it's weird. But now for candidates, they understand. No novelties, no food. You know, so it's.
So here you are here with Jan Smits, and of course there's always a team in the background. Are there any players whom you have revealed or you will reveal, or it's all secret?
Good question. Yeah, I think I haven't revealed. I revealed at some point that some of the people I wanted to be in my team, they have qualified to the tournament. So that I revealed. So then I had to. Well, I've invited some other players. I think you have a great team. I don't want to reveal, not because it's not really kept to think, but I don't think like I'm going to play their openings, because back in the day you would have like I don't know, like close Spanish, you know, like some expert on like a martial defense, whatever, and then if you would reveal that he helps you, people could think, you know, realize you're preparing martial, and sometimes it works even nowadays a bit like this. Like when Magnus played this World Championship match, he had Gustafsson as one of his coaches, and Gustafsson is very famous for having a very steady, good E4, E5 martial repertoire. So maybe he kept that secret. Or when he had Dubov as his team, remember, you knew maybe Catalans are coming, yeah? But nowadays this is less of a thing. But it's just nice, I think, to not reveal, because then the unknown is always... I always feel also when I find out something about my opponents, I feel always a bit... like, you know, when I see, like, let's say that... some kind of picture of Prague, and I see who he's with, I see, you know, he didn't shave or something, it just gives me this comfortable feeling, like, okay, now I know that Prague is here with this guy and didn't shave. Okay, I still don't know anything, but it gives me a little more comfort, you know,
so
confidence.
Not knowing about something may give others a little bit more stress than knowing.
I think so. But these are tiny things. But you know, this could be the deciding factor. You know, afterwards they'd be like, "Well, how did you win the Candidates tournament?" Like, yeah, because you know, I saw Prague shaved, and that was just it. That was it for me, you know. So like, yeah, these little things. So that's why I think it's better not to reveal for free. If you want to pay, I can reveal, but not for. If you subscribe to Chess Monitor Plus subscription, I'll reveal.
Maybe all those who subscribe.
Yeah, subscribers can get my. It's a good marketing.
Gets a newsletter.
Yeah. Subscribe to the newsletter where I leak. No, but I will leak my all my opening prep, of course, to Chess Monitor members after the tournament.
After the tournament.
But maybe for some special tier to reveal during. Yeah, that's also.
Although if you win it, then perhaps after the match.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. We'll see about that. Yeah, no, it's. But of course, yeah, I had a good big team, and I think everybody did. So that's the thing. Like, you know, you played before Candidates with everyone, and on more or less like equal terms, so to speak. And now again, you play on equal terms. It's just that you all have raised, you know. So yeah, you sort of raised your level, but they've also raised their level, and then essentially you're still back in the square one. You're still having a fair, and that's what sports is about, yeah, having fair, equal contest.
You played in 2016, the Candidates, then in 2020-21. This will be your third Candidates that you will take part in. Do you feel like you're feeling this tournament to be not as stressful as it was in 2016 or 2021? Like, now you know how to deal with this event?
I think looking back, I don't think it's only experience. I think many things matter. Like, somehow I think for some people, maybe when they're young, like at least for me when I was young, I didn't really reflect so much. So I was doing things, but I didn't really realize what I'm doing, you know? So I didn't have that outsider perspective. And I think that's the thing maybe for young people. This was for me, like when I was young, I was just doing. And there was no deep thought going. So when I look back at 2016, I don't recall big pressure. Okay, I recall some. For my first round, I remember, you know, well, I remember that I had some special feeling there. And maybe, okay, you could infer from some of my missed opportunities that maybe the pressure I felt. But maybe you feel the pressure, but don't realize that you feel the pressure. Because now, when I feel the pressure, I realize very well. So as I got older, I started to now I really notice. Yeah, like I notice that I'm tired. I notice that I'm this, I'm that. Back then, I was also all that. I was tired and feeling the pressure, but I didn't really realize that. So that changes. I think in 2020 and also at 2021, it was split because of the COVID. So I see it as almost 2 candidates that I played. In fact, I prepared not only for 2, I prepared for like 4 candidates because it kept being postponed. So I had, like the entire training camps towards 1 candidate tournament, like let's say in October or something. Then they moved the date to April. So okay, then I prepared again for another month later. So I've actually prepared for multiple candidates already, more than just 2. I feel like I prepared for 3 or 4. And I think definitely 2020 and 2021 candidates, I played them entirely differently. If you remember, 2020 was pretty mediocre, but 2021
you almost
played really well.
Reached to the top.
Yeah, I think for my standards, at that period, I won this online tournament before. And I beat Nepo in the final.
Also, you beat Magnus, no? Then
I beat him in a game, yeah, and then I beat Nepo in a match. I was a little fortunate that Nepo beat Magnus in a match, so I didn't have to beat Magnus in a match. But still, I beat Magnus in a game, which is okay, it's still an achievement. And then I played that candidate, so I think in some sense I had a peak in that time. And I think that peak was thanks to this like multiple preps for multiple, like they kept postponing candidates and I kept preparing. So I basically ended up being really in a very good form. So yeah, those were also different experiences. And now it's again different. So yeah, every time it's different. But certainly, yeah, experience helps. But maybe it also helps when you're young that you don't realize what's going on. Maybe that can also help. Yeah.
And just overall, how people are reading this tournament, you see it all the time. They have these tiers and everyone's sort of putting things. Are people getting it right according to you, or everyone's missing the point?
I think that, yeah, I think there is a thing like called collective intelligence, right? Where I think it's even a thing where, I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that there was some social experiments where you put a bunch of people, like for example singing, so nobody can sing, right? I mean, me, you, we can't sing, but average person sings very badly. But if you are at a stadium, they all start singing, the sound will be right pitch, because all the ones, like some will be too low, some will be too high, but the average will be good. Mm-hmm. And also if you poll a lot of very dumb people, the average outcome of the poll will be good. Not to say that people like tier lists are dumb, but no, I mean there is the consensus, unless manipulated. Well, there is also this herd mentality thing. Like sometimes some people say something, the other person says, and then once you get herd mentality, everybody starts to say the same wrong thing. Yeah, that's very common too.
Yes.
In history too, we have that. So it's not people are not always right. Let's really note. I mean, so you have cases also, when they had this in history where everybody went mad in the same way, and that was really bad. So there is that. But suddenly I'm like equating like candidate's prediction to like some, like Germany in the 30s. But like, I mean, it's not to do that. But yeah, I think ratings are a good indicator in general in chess. If you don't know what to do, look at the rating. So I think if you just merely go by rating for your prediction, you're doing quite safe.
Right. And here, overall, since you are here since a day and a half or so, how are you finding this venue, this entire place, the beauty of this?
Yeah, I think it's there's a lot of highlights here. I like the location. We are at the water, and I really like the walking trail. It's very pleasant. I think for the tournament, it's very nice that you have good walking opportunity. The weather so far is very good. The food seemed fine. There are also options. Of course, it's one of those resorts where I suspect that outside this resort, it will be very hard to find anything, without a car. So you are like on this sort of little, but actually this resort is quite big. So you have everything here that you need, but it is one of those resorts because you also have, like you can have those, let's say, nice hotels where you are close to the city center, let's say. Yeah? So you are having a territory of the hotel, but you also have you can walk out of the territory and still reach, So, and this is those standalone ones. And I think for a tournament like this, it's good if there are good food options. I think you have all you need. I think we have. We also were sometimes playing like in Goa. It was I remember this nice World Cup in Goa where there were no bed bugs. Remember that one? No, it was actually nice. I had a good time there. Not too long, unfortunately, as I had to leave. Sucker on the floor, literally laughing. But no, I had a good time there, not too long, remember, unfortunately. But there, the walking path was there was like one walking path, so we would end up, going back and forth in that walking path, and we'd end up meeting all the players like multiple times, right? Because you always bump into each other. Here it's like there's little more to go because you can get out of the resort and go on this walking trail. So yeah, there's enough space for outdoor activity, and even I heard, I haven't used it yet, but I heard there's like all kinds of sporting facilities. So I think everybody will enjoy until the game starts. Once the game starts, it all doesn't matter. Yeah.
Right. And lastly, I want to ask you, Anish, that does this right now, this tournament, have a very special meaning in your life right now, or you are just saying like, it's just another tournament, like why can't they or something, and I'm here and I'm going
not. I mean, don't, come on. You are like, you have like, imagine 25-year wedding anniversary, and suddenly they're like, yeah, that's, of course, I mean, what do you mean? You can't take this away from me. It's my celebration of my greatness. No, but it's very special, of course. And, if you go through life, experiencing special things and take them for granted and not realizing them, it's probably a shame, You have to, but it is also tricky because, I was thinking, okay, at some point I did some opening prep, but then at some point I thought, okay, maybe I should do some mental prep. But I was also thinking like, what is sort of how do I see the situation in general? And it's very tricky because, of course, it's very tempting to release the tension and the pressure, to sort of see this as a as a very positive, and it is like a big celebration of your chess journey, that you are one of the players that was so fortunate to be able to participate here and to indulge in gratefulness, and all these positive emotions, and it's very easy to do that. But the question is then, if you do that, like, is that the right mindset to then play this event, and does that really maximize your chances to win it? Maybe this is not the moment to indulge in those very positive emotions only, and maybe you should also really stay in the moment and embrace the pressure of it, and focus on performing. Even though it's very tempting, it's very easy to just enjoy it. But you have to find the balance, because if you only focus on that you kind of have to and this and that, then okay, your whole life can pass you by and you never had the time to enjoy it. That's also not the right thing. So somewhere there you have to find the right mixture.
Maybe you are the only one who kind of treats this as a celebration and so on. Right?
I'm not treating it as a celebration. No, I'm not treating. I'm saying that it's tempting to do that.
Like you would think about it. I think everyone else might.
No, they do. I noticed. Okay. I saw an interview of Isipenko. Isipenko, I think, had that thought as well. He is also, although it was funny. I watched some interview of his where he's asked like, so how do you feel now? Did the stress get to you, or are you still sort of looking more forward to the start? And he's like, and you see like this when someone is like the cold sweat going through him. I think it's more the joy. Yeah, bro, it's the joy. Yeah, it's difficult, but I'm not even sure. Like chasing that mindset of joy. I think I can do that, like if I really want, but I don't know if I want that. I think that it's not the best mindset. But yeah, the pressure itself, of course, it can also be it's a very dangerous mindset too, because of course, famously, people under pressure they tend to play much worse than they do without. So you have to find the right balance, and also you need some pressure, right? Because if you're completely flat, you don't excel. In chess, you need to so you need to find the right balance, and you also have to be just lucky, really. Like people don't even know. Like I had this, even like my best moments when I had this game with Hans, which was like great, and I qualified to this tournament. Like I never told anyone what I thought during that game. Like like you don't want to know. Like let's keep the story that it was all great. I was like I did amazing. It was brilliant, and I won. It was smooth, but like the thoughts that like it was really not so easy. Like, and I just don't want even to say like because I like to keep the story as is, but things are not so simple. You really have to be lucky.
Maybe someday later, after you stop playing, this all can come out. You know?
Yes.
Because otherwise, it's information for your opponents.
Yeah, exactly. I think it will be interesting for sure when I'll be very old. And Chess Monitor will be the leading chess platform together with ChessBase India. Chess Mafia will be destroyed.
But Anish, when Amruta and I were walking, we just said to each other how wonderful it would have been for Sopiko and the kids also to be here.
Yeah.
They would have enjoyed it a lot. But of course, you have to prepare and so on. But I think they would be closely following this encounter. I mean, that
Yeah. But for the starters, I mean, for World Championship match, I will send a special request to FIDE to schedule the dates, taking into account the Dutch school holidays of the southern Holland province. But now I think it's not even possible because of actually they have an Easter holiday somewhere for a few days. So it is in theory possible, but I'm in a privileged enough position that if I really want to go to a place like this with family, I can do that at a different time. But of course, you mean that it could be nice for them to be also able to follow the tournament. Yeah.
It's open. It's nice. You don't.
Yeah, but the team here, even if they say some fair play regulations, the team cannot even enter the playing venue. Actually, throughout, they just can't enter, so they won't even be able to watch it live. And to watch ChessBase India broadcast, they can do also from home, and they will, of course, every single minute. But no, of course, everything has advantages and disadvantages, and we've considered different setups of how to do it, and everybody did their own thing. I don't know if it's true, but I heard I read the Sipenko some interview where he said he brings the family here, so I think even his wife and parents also. Some other people chose, it shows their own way. It has all possibilities. I went with Sopiko to the 2016 candidates.
Yes, with Tukmakov as well.
She was pregnant at the time for the first time, and it was funny because Tukmakov liked to walk very fast, and we had to tell him that it was kind of secret-ish, or not secret. It just was very new. It was like a couple months, and it's not very yet visible. And the thing is, we didn't really plan to tell many people. But we always walked, the three of us, he was walking so fast that there was this Moscow, like this uphill, this from the Red Square to our restaurant where we ate. And it was like, for health reasons, we had to tell him that like she's pregnant, so he has to slow down a bit. But he didn't slow down anyway. So it was, because Tukmakov, my coach at the time, he was very fast walker, We walked a lot with him, but he was walking walks were crazy. That's why my rating went up that time. So I was walking like mad, before game, after game, and he was walking even during my game. Like how many kilometers a day Tukmakov was making? No, it was really great times. But yeah, we are different. At that time I was with my wife, in 2020 with Erwin, 2021 with Max. Of course, it would be cool for sure. And my family, you remember, Danny joined in Prague, right? The broadcast. They were in Prague, Prague Masters there. And
you played very well there.
The end. I played well in the end. There was this hot pot thing we did.
Yes,
remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe we can. There's here a Japanese restaurant, by the way. But maybe after game with Prague, because probably ChessBase India will be somewhat conflicted.
No, there's no conflict, Anish. We are going to root for you. We are all very excited. I think everyone's going to root for you. So many people out there. I wish you really good luck in this event.
Yeah, no, thank you. Luck is really what you need the most. So I'm having my fingers crossed as well, and I hope people rooting for me at least will, be able to keep rooting for a while, and not like a couple games in, they'll be like, yeah, okay, no, that's this is not our guy.
Thanks, Anish.
Thank you.